It's supposed to be football's highest honor. But every year, without fail, the Ballon d'Or manages to trigger chaos. Fans scream robbery, players throw shade, and the football world splits into war zones over who deserved it and who got snubbed.
Vinicius, that they do a fantastic job, and in my opinion, he deserved to win the Golden Ball. It was unfair, in my opinion. I say here in front of everybody. They give to Rodrigo. He deserves to, but I think they should give to Vinicius because he win the Champions League.
How did the most prestigious award in football become one of the most controversial? Let's break down the messy truth behind the golden ball that everyone wants, but no one fully trusts.
COVID took away this man's Ballon d'Or.
That time I didn't understand why, because every league was playing, Champions League was playing, and that was like for me, whoa, why? I know it, how football works sometimes, politics also, because if you have football, you have business, if you have business, you have politics and everything working. Money in the end, of course.
We've got to start a petition to get you the medal. Would you take it now after they give it back, if they give it to you?
Of course, yes.
And you look at it and you go, you must be sitting there thinking,
on the
what
surface,
do I have to do, man?
It sounds perfect. The Ballon d'Or, an elite trophy for the best footballer in the world, awarded every year since 1956. Created by France Football, it was meant to be an unbiased, pure celebration of individual greatness. But here's the problem. The deeper you go, the more it feels like a popularity contest in disguise. Because there's no universal metric, no official formula, just a bunch of voters casting opinions. And in football, opinions are louder than facts. So, who actually votes? Journalists, national team coaches, and captains from around the world. Sounds democratic, right? Well, not really. Because the votes are often based on media hype, national bias, and straight-up favoritism. There have been cases where captains voted for teammates, coaches picked players from their own leagues, and journalists ranked players based on headlines, not performance. In 2021, Lionel Messi won his 7th Ballon d'Or, and even he admitted Robert Lewandowski probably deserved it more. And Neymar? Despite seasons where he was statistically elite, he's been left off podiums again and again. Why? Injuries, club drama, or just not liked enough? Here's what no one wants to admit. The Ballon d'Or doesn't go to the best player. It goes to the best story. Look at 2018. Luka Modric won the award after leading Croatia to a World Cup final. Amazing achievement, but did he really outperform Mbappe that year? Or was it just a perfect David versus Goliath story that voters couldn't resist? Stats matter, but only when they fit the vibe. And sometimes, the narrative writes itself, even if it ignores the numbers. Let's talk power. Clubs like Real Madrid, Barcelona, and Bayern Munich don't just dominate on the pitch, they dominate the conversation. When Real Madrid backs a player, the media echoes it. Social media explodes. Campaigns start brewing. During the peak Messi versus Ronaldo years, the Ballon d'Or became less about performance and more about the rivalry. Who had more goals? Who won more trophies? Who had the better smile in interviews? It was less journalism, more WWE, with Madrid and Barca pulling the strings behind the scenes. Every Ballon d'Or list has one thing in common: controversy. Ask any football fan and they'll give you a robbery that still haunts them. Wesley Sneijder in 2010 won the treble with Inter, took Netherlands to a World Cup final, didn't even make the top 3. Thierry Henry in 2003, 42 goal contributions, unstoppable, got second place. Andres Iniesta in 2012, the midfield magician who made everything tick, overshadowed by flashier teammates. Robert Lewandowski in 2020, 55 goals, every major trophy. And then, the Ballon d'Or got cancelled due to COVID. No, seriously, fans still believe he was robbed, and they're not wrong. You'd think professional footballers wouldn't care about individual awards. But the Ballon d'Or? That one's different. Cristiano Ronaldo once said he deserved to end his career with more Ballons d'Or than Messi. Neymar has admitted it's one of his biggest dreams, and it's part of why he left Barca in the first place. Even players who pretend they don't care, they care. A lot. Because it's not just a trophy, it's validation. It's bragging rights, endorsements, legacy, and when you don't win it, when you get snubbed, it lingers. Let's fast forward to 2023, the most recent firestorm. Messi won his 8th Ballon d'Or after lifting the World Cup with Argentina, but Erling Haaland had just dropped one of the most monstrous seasons in Premier League history. Trophies, records, goals galore. So when Messi won, the internet lost its mind. Was it a fitting farewell for the GOAT or a robbery in broad daylight? The divide was brutal. Some saw it as justice for Messi's last dance. Others saw it as proof the Ballon d'Or is pure theater. Either way, the controversy helped the brand. People clicked, people debated, people stayed glued to the drama. Maybe that's the point. France Football has tried to improve the system. They shifted from calendar year judging to season-based. They limited voters to top-ranked football nations. They even added transparency to the voting process. But can you really fix an award built on opinion? There will always be bias, always be snubs. And as long as the Ballon d'Or exists, it'll be the most loved and hated award in the game. Because deep down, every footballer wants it. And every fan thinks their favorite deserves it more. The Ballon d'Or was supposed to celebrate greatness. But instead, it's become a battleground, a trophy that sparks rage just as much as it sparks joy. Maybe that's what makes it so powerful. Not the gold, not the ceremony, but the chaos it leaves behind. And as long as that golden ball keeps spinning, the arguments will never stop. Because in football, legacy isn't just earned, it's voted on.